What's up, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Devontae Kelly, and I am a first grade teacher in the Middle Tennessee area. And I just want to thank you guys for coming back to watching my videos. I know it's been a minute since I've posted a video, but I do want to use this video to kind of catch up with what's been going on so far. It's like December 20-something, December 30th. It's almost New Year's, and I'm here in my classroom. We're actually on winter break right now. We have one more week until we come back. We don't come back, teachers don't come back until the 6th, and our kids come back on the 7th. I did come in today because if you see behind me, there's nothing really in my room. And the reason why is that I had moved it all out of the way so that way I could get my carpets cleaned. So that way when kids come back in January, it'll be a fresh new classroom. And another reason why that's kind of empty is that we are going to be doing flexible seating when we come back. But before I can do that, I have to wait to get my carpets clean. But I kind of have these still up from our Q2 steam walk. So if you look behind me on the ceilings, I have some vines and leaves and flowers and animals and all types of stuff on my ceiling. I'm going to take all that stuff down. Also, I'm going to change out this board a little bit. This is actually a chalkboard, but it's a green chalkboard. So what I did was I covered it in black fabric and then put magnets on top. But I actually want to start using it as a chalkboard, but I don't want it to be green. I want it to be black. So I bought some black chalkboard contact paper that I'm going to be putting on that. And I'm going to be changing that out today too. So that's my plan, is to get all this stuff taken down and then get that board taken down as well. While I do that, I'm actually going to show you guys a video from a couple of weeks ago where I actually talked about our Q2 steam walk and what we did with that. So hold on tight and I will catch you when you're done watching the video. I think that the last time that I recorded a video, I was talking to you guys about our Q2 and all the things we're going to be doing. I mean, that was back in October-ish, and it is now December, like I said before, and we are wrapping up our Q2 and getting ready for our winter break. I did want to come back and talk to you guys about what we've been doing so far in Q2 and the things that we are about to do now that it's our last week before winter break. So if you can see behind me, you'll see that I have some things hanging from my ceiling, and that has to do with our STEAM unit for this quarter. So our science and social studies standards for this quarter were plants. Q1 was more so plant parts and their functions, whereas this quarter is more on how are plants influenced by their environment. So and can we classify plants by their physical characteristics on where their environment is or what their environment is. So for this 9 weeks for science, we've really been researching biomes. The 5 biggest biomes: tundra, desert, ocean, rainforest, deciduous forest. And for social studies, our standards were goods and services, producers and consumers, and influences on spending or saving money. And so that's what our first couple weeks were heavily focused on, was our social studies standards. Once we did that, probably around week 3, we started talking about plant adaptations. What are adaptations? What does that word mean? What are habitats? What does that mean? And we gave a broad overview of that. And then the weeks following that, we went into specific biomes each week. And we also tied in our social studies standards with that, as far as each biome we were in, what were some goods and services, who or what produced those goods or services, and then who or what consumed those services. So it's been really fun. And then for our culminating task, our big project for this quarter was being able to create a plant that can survive in a habitat. So like I said, we started out researching different plants. We were talking about what special adaptations different plants need for different biomes. Are they the same across biomes? Are they different across biomes? And what influences in the environment forced those plants to have them. So like in the desert, the cactus has an adaptation to where it holds water in its stem. We talked about, why does it hold that water in its stem? Why does it have those spikes on its stem? It's to keep the animals from eating it and taking its water because water is scarce in the desert. So that was kind of what we were doing when we were teaching. Like I said, now what we're in for our end of the quarter project is creating a plant for our biome. Each class has their own biome, and for my class, we are the rainforest. So we actually started decorating, and the kids actually made all this. I just hung it up, but we have vines, green vines with leaves. Some have flowers on it. We have brown vines with flowers and leaves on it. And then we also made either made their own rainforest animals. So this is like a toucan. Or we had some cutout, some coloring sheets that they could color and cut out, kind of like this kinkajou over here. Sorry, I'm trying to find the kinkajou. A kinkajou right here that we can find in the rainforest. So it's been super fun. So on top of creating our rainforest in our classroom, they also had to create their plant that could survive in the rainforest. And here are three of, I think, the many examples in my room that did a fantastic job of creating the rainforest plant. So I'm going to quickly go over these three and tell you what adaptations my kids made for their plants, starting with this one right here. So this first one, I forget what they all call their plants. There are different names for them, but this plant does have a couple adaptations. The first one is it has these drip tip leaves right here, and we learned in the rainforest that it rains just about every single day in the rainforest. So they have the drip tip leaves, so that way it doesn't get too much water, and when it rains, the water kind of drips off of that leaf. So it has tons of drip tip leaves, and I believe that it also is a carnivorous plant, so it can catch bugs on the inside. This one right here is kind of the same. It also has the drip tip leaves. But this one, he said that these are special leaves that attract different bugs. And then when it goes down inside of it, it has a liquid in it that can eat the bugs. So this is another carnivorous plant. And this one I thought was very interesting. This one is actually an air plant. So it doesn't actually grow in the ground. It grows on a tree trunk. And so it still has its roots, but instead of it catching nutrients and water from the ground, it catches it in the air. And then it also has many leaves for it to catch sunlight, so that way it can survive in the rainforest. So all in all, I think these are some great examples of the many examples that my kids had as far as making their rainforest plants. It is now Friday, and I'm back in my room. I did not get a chance to recap with you guys. I'll go ahead and recap with you now what I did. Obviously, as you can see, I went ahead and took down all of the rainforest things that were in our room, so all the things that were on the ceilings, the canopy, the leaves, the vines, the rainforest animals. Also took all the stuff down off of our windows as well. You can't see that, but I took all that stuff off of there as well. I still have the rainforest tree up. I didn't want to take that down just yet, just because I had other stuff to do. I also did want to show you that I went ahead and started my chalkboard wall. It's not done. I actually did not buy enough of the chalkboard contact paper because I read the dimensions wrong. I thought it was 8 feet by 17 feet, but really it was 8 feet by 17 inches. So I had to stop on that, and I had to buy some more of that on Amazon. But if you look, it looks really good. And actually, if you look super closely, you'll find out that it's not actually just one big piece of contact paper. It's actually 4 pieces that I had put together, and you can't really tell until you get right up on it, and you can see that it's actually on top of each other. You can barely see that seam right there where one piece ends and the next one starts. But it looks really, really good. Also, you'll notice like on the green part of the chalkboard, there's some adhesive and stuff that's still on there. But once you go on and look on the actual contacts paper, you can see up close where it is. But if I take about 3 steps back, you can't even see it anymore. So it's totally gone. You can't tell it was even there. And that's what I really like about this contact paper, is that it really, really looks good. I was super nervous about it at first, especially when I put up that first piece. But as I was putting it up, it looked really good. So I do want to tell you about the brand a little bit. It is the Casa chalkboard contact paper that I got on Amazon. It was like $10 per roll. Again, be wary, it is not 8 feet by 17 feet, but 8 feet by 17 inches. So you're going to need a little bit of this if you're going to cover a chalkboard like that. So that's actually 2 boxes worth on the board right now. I went ahead and bought 2 more just to be safe than more safe than sorry. Just because I didn't know if 1 roll would finish the rest of that, so I went ahead and bought 2. And the extra that I have, I can maybe put around somewhere else around the room. So that's that. I am going to finish putting this contact paper up, and then I will show you in a minute how that looks. And then after that, I will start moving my room around and putting stuff up. So I will catch you guys when I check back in. So as you guys know, throughout this whole video, I've talked about how there are some things I need to take out and some things I need to bring in. So obviously my room is not finished completely, but I'm going to go ahead and start at the door. So as you see, there's a big stack of stuff right here. These are all things that need to go out of my room and into the room across the hall. So that way it's out of my way. And I still need to bring my big carpet in here as well. I don't really need anything else from that room to come in here except for that carpet. That's pretty much the only thing that I'm missing. But just know that these are all things that need to go. So right here, I moved my iPad case. It has our lunch choices. I went ahead and added our flexible seating choices. I'm not letting everyone participate fully in flexible seating. What I mean by that is, will people have flexible seating choices? Yes. Will it be their choice? Depends on who it is. So as you can see, and I'll go in more detail on another video, I guess, but there are some people who have already put their numbers on. Those are going to be like their assigned flexible seat, and then I have some at the top where they can kind of choose where they want to go. I do have an excess amount of seats. I only have 19 kids right now, but I have enough actual spots for up to 32 kids. So that really gives a lot of choice into what or where they would like to sit. But I'll go more into that in another video. I'm going to go ahead and keep panning around. So this also needs to go. I just didn't want to have it blocking the iPad case. So back here, I have our phonics wall, reading wall, language wall, all ELA across the back. Right here, I'm going to actually have some STEAM stuff. Right here, I have our engineering design process and our STEAM question. But I think right here is where I'll put some science and social studies anchor charts and stuff like that on that wall. And then we have our library, our book boxes. Right here for our writing wall, this is a little bit new. I always taught writing back here, and that's why I kind of have this big open space right here so that way they can sit and look. But I always used it with my easel. But I went ahead and put a dry erase poster on there so I can actually write on that wall. And I'm going to utilize that for when we do our writer's workshop and kind of model and use all that. Right here is their cubby unit that they put all their supplies and things in. Our word wall stayed where it was at. Math stuff stayed right there. I'm going to actually put our math toolboxes down here. We're going to use those a little bit more this second semester. Not much has really changed in the front, except for like we've seen before, this right here, my teacher area. I have my table, black bookshelf has all of my curriculum stuff, and then that wooden bookshelf down there has all my guided reading stuff on it. And then to go into the actual seats that I have. So right here is going to be a sitting table. They can either sit on the table right here on their bottoms, or they can stand up and use that table. Either way is fine with me. Underneath that is where we store our laundry baskets, where they can sit in those, and those do have about 4 or 5 different pillows in it for a little bit of extra comfort. This one is not actually a laundry basket. This is where we put our lunch boxes when the kids come in the morning, and then when it's time for us to go to lunch, they'll go and grab their lunch box and run up at the door. We have our couch right here. We have one island right here by itself. We have 4 desks put together right here. We have our wooden table, crate seats, another island up here, and then a couple of other things that we have. We have our regular cushions, lap desks. I kind of have like a little bench back here they can sit at. And then we have some pull-out chairs, some different stools. Those stools right there, and they also have some more stools right here that they can use. So a little bit of everything that they've all had exposure to. They've all seen it once or twice throughout the year and used it for a couple weeks at a time. So now it's going to be giving them everything and kind of seeing how they do with it. All right, y'all, so that's pretty much what I've got. I really can't do anything else until Monday when the school opens. So I'm just going to leave everything like it is now, and then I will just see you guys in my next video. Hopefully it won't be 3 months from now. But again, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end, and I really hope I get to see you guys again in my next vlog. See ya.